dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here's another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I said another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, got another one. Bye-ya, bye-ya, bye-ya. Orale, as you can tell by that thumbnail, they jammed me up, bro. They said, hey, you can't be bumping that around here. I turned it up, right? Because that's what real ones do. Now, when Menudo's done in direct fashion, let me tell you what happened a couple days ago. Now, one thing about me is I bump Chicano rap, North, South, Tango, Bulldog. It don't matter to me. If you're brown and proud, I'm proud to bump the brown. That's just real talk. That's what I've always done. I'm a musically inclined person. See, I like music. I come from music. You know, I come from having both parents be DJs. I come from dad bumping at house parties, mom doing it on the radio. I come from an era of smooth soul, oldies, R&B, hip hop, all that, KRS-One to Al Green. It's what it is. But in the Menudo style of direct fashion, it seems that some people are not like me. You know, and everyone is different. And I understand that. Everyone doesn't have to be the same. But if you're going to bump a certain element of music, a certain genre of music, that's on you. You know, if I pull up on you and you're bumping Pretty Brown Eyes, maybe someone in your family has pretty brown eyes. I can't call it to what degree of pretty brown eyes. I don't know. The wind might be blowing in your household. But if I pull up bumping, we're not gonna take it, you might look at me some type of way, and that's understandable. But at the end of the day, hey, it's my prerogative. I'm gonna do what I want to do, right? Like Bobby. Now trip out on this. So a couple days ago, I'm cruising through a notorious northern area. Okay, when I say notorious, I mean very notorious. The wind blows over there. It's a hurricane every time I go through there. And I try to stay slow and low and stay up out the way. I'm trying to get in and out. I'm hitting my primo's house. I'm trying to hear, you got that? I need that. Can I get that? See that? Wait, see that out right there? I'm going to continue to bring that right there. But as long as it's all good, allegedly. Now, I was on one of those missions just going over there, dropping a little something off. No, nothing illegal, Bible, so stop delving into my past, right? But he needed a little food stamp card so he could wiggle. So I was going to go pick my little bread up, little food stamp card, you know what I mean, for that, you know, 50 for 100. And we're all good. And as I'm wiggling out of there, I turn on a song. Now, the song that's on my playlist that happens to come on is by a well-known rapper, rest in peace to this little vato, Little Travieso from Parkside, Barrio. Okay, for those of you that don't know who Little Travieso is or was, he's now resting in peace. You know, he's a young rapper that came up and died at a very early age up Colorado. Okay, he claimed sur. Of course, he was a Southsider. And a lot of his music was derogatory, and a lot of his music was basically aimed at either norteños or his local neighborhoods that he didn't get along with. And, you know, it is what it is. It's none of my business, man. I don't care who you like or you don't like. To me, music is music. If it got a good beat, if you got good flow, this is for the homies that be banging the pork after dark with gun sparks and we get off on marks. I was on my shit, right? So I'm bumping them. It's slapping. The 15s are going, sas, sas, right? Menudo style. And at the end of the day, even the woods were like, damn, that bumps, brother. But some northerners didn't like it. Okay, so I pull up to a stoplight, a very known stoplight in this known notorious neighborhood. And this is one of those stoplights where it takes forever. Don't you hate those stoplights that just take forever? The ones where you're banging, you're blinking your lights, you're revving your engine. Get me out of here, right? I'm just trying to get on down the road. I'm already hated by everybody. I'm already disliked in this area. It's all eyes on me. I'm a target, right? But at the same time, that doesn't mean that the wigglization is not real. So I'm bumping. This is for the homies that be banging the park. I'm getting my banging my park on, bumping some Little Travieso. And all of a sudden, a car pulls up next to me. Now, this car pulls up next to me, and I can feel the eyes burning holes through my beard, right? In fact, I might still have spots right here because I think they singed some of my beard off. And the vato goes, hey, roll your window down. Esse. Now, my window's cracked about this much. When he said esse, I thought he was a Southside. He was going to be like, that's right, Little Travieso, rest in peace. That's right, so I was going to be like, all right, homie, brown pride. It is what it is, right? But it was not to be. As I turned to my left, and I could see out of the corner of my eye, my peripheral vision, right? I had my lenses on that day. But as I turned to my left, all I see is red. And I knew I'm dead, right? So I turned to my left. I'm like, what's up? Now, they didn't recognize me as Gunner from Gunners Collective. Gracias a Dios. Guard! We got away with this one. But what they did recognize me as as a vato bumping sureño music or Southsider music, right? And this kind of got on their nerves. Now, one thing is for sure, how'd you know it was Southsider music, yes? Because you must know Lil Travieso, rest in peace. Yeah, he was bumping, man. His music was on the uprise when his untimely demise happened. But anyways, Vato was like, hey, Holmes, where you from? I was like, Merced, you can, right? He was like, Merced, you a homie? I said, I'm Brown. He said, hey, chip out, Holmes. This is whoop de whoop whoop, Norte, XIV. And we don't bump that type of music over here, homeboy. Can you turn your radio down? I said, this is for the homeboys that be banging the park after dark, right? I got loud with it. And he felt some type of way, so he's like, pull over, bro, pull over. Now, look, I'm not a baboso, okay? I understand in this world that we live in, that pull over means they're going to pull your head over, okay? Now, I've already got capped in the back of my head. I know how it feels. I've been beat with bats, stabbed with things, hit with pipes, about to swung an axe at me out of duck and duck. So I know what it is. And I didn't want to feel the repercussions for my actions. So I told him, hey, bro, I ain't trying to go there. And he was like, hey, trip out, Holmes. If we see you in this neighborhood again, it's on sight. Now, I'm from the old school. First of all, I come from an era that you don't tell anyone it's on sight. You don't let them know your intentions. You move like lasagna, ese, slow and low and silent. If you're going to get off, you get off where you're mad at. I seen him out there, the little backpack on, zip it up, probably the little 4-5 Cali, right? He had his little thing, but at the same time, was I intimidated? No. Was I scared? No. Was I cautious? Absolutely yes, right? And that's because I'm no longer in the mix. I'm going to bump what I bump. If he would have caught me 5 minutes before, I was bumping Al Green trying to stay together. So at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, it just was the song that came up on my playlist. Now, does that mean I will not ever cruise through that neighborhood disrespecting them by bumping that music? I surely would, because I don't take it or feel I disrespected anybody. You're not going to dictate my program and tell me what I can and cannot listen to. As if I want to listen to Guns N' Roses or Weird Al Yankovic. Well, guess what? Would sprinkle you in. I'm going to bump some Weird Al. Right? I'm going to do whatever it is I feel I choose to do, because at the end of the day, if you do something to me, well, there's repercussions for my actions. I guess it was my time that single day. I spent on a theater guard I didn't mean to, but it just came to that, man. Right? One thing's for sure, I turned my music up. I told him I ain't pulling over nowhere, bro. I'm brown and I'm not dumb. Right? And I wiggled. Now, of course, they tailed me for a few minutes. Now, the moral of the story is that people think nowadays they can dictate your program. Now, I understand when I was active and I was in prison, I answered to who I needed to answer to. That was for sure. I never went against the grain on that. I never trusted him. For all I know, he had my homeboy Angel Fernandez killed. But one thing I know for sure is wasn't no one throwing me off a helicopter con un pinche rope and choking me, right? Because I always went with the agenda and what the program dictated. I never went against the grain. See, I'm not one of those homeboys that just was born yesterday. I was born in the daytime, but not today nor yesterday. See, I was born a long time ago, 1978. The wiggle was real. And as soon as I was born and I was indoctrinated and educated by tios, tias, homeboys, friends, people of that nature, I came to an understanding that, hey, I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it. But at the same time, I'm going to do it in a professional fashion and a courteous fashion, and most importantly, a respectful fashion. I've always done that. Now, of course, I understand when you're going through someone's neighborhood, there's rules and regulations and policies to their barrios. Pensa la tira, I myself, if I would have heard about back in my days when I was fully active bumping Southern music, I'd have just popped the top right off the gate. Even if I was wrong, Ike. It is what it is, because when you're gangbanging and you're really in the mix and you're highly active and you're doing what you're supposed to do or doing what you think you're supposed to do, you just get off where you're mad at. I wouldn't have said, hey, next time. There's always a next time, and there's going to be a next time after that and a next time after that till there ain't no more time. Okay, so now I'm aware. So now if I see a beat up old Honda Accord pull up on side me, well, guess what? I say I already know what it is. It definitely ain't no Acura, but I can get Integra. I already know exactly what I would need to do because they already forewarned me. Now, it could go both ways. You've been warned, puto. Orale, I've been warned. I should know better, right? But next time I will choose to do better. Now, not saying that I have weaponry. I can't do that. I'm an ex-con. But one thing I know is for sure is, orale, I know how to shoot a slingshot. Facts. Now, later on, I go to my primos, or I hit my primo's house and I tell him what happened. And my primo is still in the game to a certain degree. And he's like, hey, let's go wiggle. Let's go see if we can find them vatos and we'll bump whatever you want. If you want to bump some Young Dopey, some Baldacci, whatever you want to bump. You got to understand, And it's always been this way since way back in my days. Real ones that do real things. You know, the type of homeboys that didn't care about colors, or the type of homeboys that didn't care about the word esse or ene, or the type of homeboys that were just real and good in their skin and knew where they stood in their hood, right? We bumped whatever type of music we wanted to. Okay, I know there was Southsiders way down south, not a lot, but there were some that bumped Darkroom Famita. Don't lie, so you know you like Woody, right? And I myself bumped Toker from Brownside, Conejo, you know what I mean? All that. High power was a little too high power, but you know what I'm saying. I definitely bumped Southern California rap. I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it as Southern California rap and Northern California rap, and I'm trying to adapt and make the head go snap and wickedy, wickedy, wickedy. I don't do all that. One thing I do is pop a tape in the, honestly, old school, pop a tape in the deck. I pop a CD in, that's even old school too, I say. I get my Apple Music play, orale, bougie, you know what I mean? We're different now. I do my Apple Music play and I'm gonna put on whatever comes on and say if it's Marvin Gaye or Gaye out the name Marvin. It doesn't matter. Whatever music comes on that I like on that particular moment is what I'm gonna bump. Now, I understood the plight of these young individuals getting at me. Yes, they were young, because most times nowadays, the vatos that are willing to check you or go out of their way to aggravate you or say something are going to be young bucks. Nothing against them. They're doing what we did in the past, only differently. Okay, like I said, us, we would have got up in the park after dark on marks and, you know, we'd have let it all spark. And that was just because that's the way we were taught. We were taught to identify the enemy. We were taught to be aware and pay attention of our surroundings. If we heard Southern music, I'll be like, what is that? It's to turn night out down. Who's the vatos bumping soul music? That's it, right? And bam, we'd have got off. Meanwhile, I'm over here bumping night. I'm trying to enter the night out. It's all good. Music is music. And when you get that common understanding and you know enough and you're educated enough to tell the difference between a vato just bumping and not out there trying to, I didn't have my windows rolled down and sit with it playing everywhere, trying to disrespect the audio. Now, here's two things. Facts, knowledge, you can't get in college. One, will I cruise through that particular neighborhood bumping that music? No, because I've been asked not to. And not because I'm going to conform to what they want and what they, you know, I'm a grown man, I'm going to do what I want to do. But at the end of the day, I'm not here put on this earth to disrespect anyone, especially a neighborhood or a barrio that I once wiggled in or that I was cool with. You know, facts. Let that sink in 3 times, that's it. Right? That's just how it is. And the number 2 thing is, you know, I'm a grown-ass man. You know, I paid a lot of money to have my system the way I have it. It's like my system. Well, I got 2 big old amps. They're just thumping. I got 6 6x9s and 4 15s, and it goes boom, 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 boom. Guard. It's what it is, right? And mine does what it does. But I'm of the understanding that I'm an older man. I'm an older gentleman. And I don't need the attention. See, I don't need the unnecessary attention because bad enough I'm Gunner from Gunner's Collective. That right there could get my whole hat flattened. That could get the K knocked off the Kings. They just be calling me Ings, right? I understand that. But at the same time, I'm also not a puto, a punk, or a sissy. See, I've never been that type of individual to get punked or get played or get ridiculed, especially not to my face. Nowadays, over the keyboard, I mean, you do what you does, cuz, you know, it was what it was, right? But at the end of the day, when I see you or you see me, then it could be a different caliber that day. Maybe. One never knows once. I like the 10 double M. But I'm just saying, allegedly, it's just, you know, you got to understand and know exactly where you're at and what you're doing. I've told you before, it's not where you're going. It's not where you are. It's not where you're from. It's where you're at. Okay, and I was out of bounds. I was in the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time, bumping the wrong type of music. I understand. It doesn't mean I'm not going to bump Little Travieso, because let me tell you something about Little Travieso. That was a youngster that, yes, he was indoctrinated and enraptured and, of course, captured in the gang that he claimed being the Sul. I have absolutely zero against the Sul. Now, at one point in time, I did consider all vatos from the Sul my enemy. That's a fact. I've never denied it, right? But do I still hold on to them grudges? Do I still hold on to those bad intentions? Even though I still got love for the Northerners and the North and all that. I got love for the gente, right? I got love for the cause. I got love for the true belief system. I got love for the real ones doing real things at the real and right times. But I don't hate the Sureños because we're all the same, Missy. We're all the same. At the end of the day, I'm going to continue to promote that. Am I going to get involved in business that doesn't involve me? Absolutely not. I'm too old and it's none of my business, period. Now, that's not the first time vatos have got at me for some type of way. You know, I told the story about vatos getting at me because I wore the Lakers gear. Okay, well, just about, I'd say a few weeks back, You know me, I'm different. I wear Bulls gear all the time, different colors, yellow, green. I don't wear pink. I don't know, they just don't make it in that. But I wear every different color. While I was wearing the baby blue hat that I got that says Chicago with the red letters. And I had a baby blue t-shirt on. Of course, I had the red Supreme belt. But I was wearing more blue than red. And I actually got jammed up at the Great Mall in Milpitas. So I don't know if you guys know where the Great Mall in Milpitas is, but I got jammed up there. And Avalto hit me up. He's like, hey, I said, where are you from? Are you a norteño or a sureño? I said, guess what, Humps? I'm a sureño. He was like, what's that? I said, both. He was like, both? I said, exactly. I ain't tripping off either one. You know, I got love for both. He was like, where do I find that? Do I Google that? No, you don't Google that, Humps. What it is not a movement. What it is a made-up word that I made up on the spot, or that someone told me a long time ago, about a year ago. They made it up and I just ran with it. It's respect for both sides. Whatever little ongoing war you have on the streets or whatever you're tripping on, don't use me or utilize me as weaponry to procrastinate or to push that movement, because I'm not. You see, I'm not, man. That's not what I do. I'm an older gentleman. I consider myself a cholo, Holmes. You know, I'm going to ride on rims. I'm going to bump my music. I'm going to rock my Kings and Raiders hats. I'm going to wear my Lakers gear. And I'm going to bump Little Travieso or Woody or Speedy Low or Baldacci or Dopey or Grifo or Babyface Wood or whoever it may be. I'm going to bump whoever I want, whether they're from Northern California or Southern California. If I pay it, no, never mind. It means nothing to me. But did Vatos jam me up? Yes, they did. They did. I've been jammed up on several occasions for several things, but I got jammed up over bumping Little Travieso. Can you believe that? First of all, this youngster is no longer with us. So he poses no threat to the safety and security of no one. You know, I understand a lot of his music is disrespectful. It's cringeworthy. It's just so I cringe sometimes. When he says Buster, I'm like, damn, that's the way you gotta do that, right? And then he says another tight lyric, and I go, no, but that's dope. That's dope. Okay, I can understand where people bang over the littlest things, but most people that trip over the little things like that ain't really tripping. They're not going to trip. Guard! They know they're not going to trip. They ain't going to really trip, man. Because real ones won't say nada. They'll just pull up on you, bumping some of that Jodeci, turn it down on you, and that's all you'll hear. You'll hear the turn down before the turn up, and that's real. Now, that's hard. You know? So, you know, I just wanted to put this out there. It's something to talk about. It's facts. Will I continue to be, you know, pulled up on or asked about, you know, what I'm doing or what music I'm playing? Of course. It's my look. You know, I'm taqueated down. I'm bald-headed. Fill it up with unleaded. Yeah, I said it, right? And at the same time, you know, I have that look, which people, it automatically, it triggers that, hey, where you from? You know, well, I'm going to tell you right now, just so everybody out there knows exactly where I'm from. You want to know where I'm from? I'm going to tell you. You guys ready? Woods, sprinkle them in. You ready? All the Afrikaner brothers, are you ready? Where am I from? Earth, they say. I'm from Earth. And we better keep an eye on the sky because they're shooting all kinds of different things down. I don't know. We might not be here for that much longer. One thing's for sure, shout out to the Norte and shout out to the Sur. I understand you youngsters, what you guys were trying to do, and I respect it. I'm not affected by it, but I definitely respect it. And I will not be bumping Travieso loud through your hood. I'll just roll my windows up and bump it in my car. With that being said, and it's not because I'm a punk, it's because I don't want to disrespect anyone. Because I hit that corner, and the next song that I bumped, Serio, Conejo, I was bumping Sas. Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get every single thing that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, people are going to run up on you in life. You know, you're going to be tested. Your abilities are going to be tested as a man. It's how you stand your ground and how you carry yourself. The charisma that you have, the professionalism, the style in which you speak, and the respect manner in which you speak. You know, I could have got at these guys sideways, fucking pulled over, and we could have had a, oh, hell nah, shootout, allegedly, my slingshot versus whatever they had. I probably would have lost. But at the end of the day, it didn't have to go that route. I just merely, a nod, said what I had to say, and pulled off. Now, I understand that these guys probably had the bitter beer face. You know, they wanted to pull up and offer me some Grey Poupon. But guess what? I wasn't hungry that day. You already know what it is. If you like me, hit that like and subscribe one time for your mentality. If not, you can hit me with that thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears this king's crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I honestly and truly believe in. And that's if I want to bump Swifty Blue. Nah, I don't want to bump Swifty Blue. But if I did, I would. You already know what it is. Misfit Soto, stand up. Conejo, stand up. All the real rappers that are like, Orale King Liturgy. You know what it is, man. This is the gun. And in that fashion, that's it. Bang, bang. They're about to say, hey, turn that stuff down. I said, hey, My system's better than yours is. Bang, bang.